So be doing this.
Well, yeah.
So, okay. It is 9 o'clock, and I'll call our meeting to order. Let's open with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, sir.
I'm going to walk over around here to Pete. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Well, we came from the north end.
Yeah, Christy made these copies for me, so it'll be, what?
Which is, by the way, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So basically the first page there shows all the organizations in Henry County. Under date received, you can see some people didn't turn the paperwork in, some of them didn't do any.
Which didn't do it, we didn't do anything.
Didn't do any Memorial Day services.
Well, we did, but it was nothing,
Right. And then the other ones are the date that we received it, and then the amount that they're claiming. And then the amount that they're claiming is reflected on their Memorial Day appropriations, application form. Jeff, do you know what we're doing, how this works?
No problem.
Yeah. Each Memorial Day veterans organizations can put flags, have services, to help defray the cost of in the observance of a Memorial Day. The county provides each organization up to $500 reimbursement. So they have their ceremony, they turn in the paperwork, they can get up to $500 back on like meals, paying singers, paying speakers, whatever their money is encountered with, miles, to put flags out.
We had two posts that don't usually do much of anything that really cranked it up this year.
Who's that?
Well, McClure. Well, McClure does the Newburgh. The VFW post Newburgh.
That's why I provide you the paperwork so you can look it over.
Right.
So like the one for McClure, they're putting in for more than 500, but that's the max they can get.
Right, yeah, they put in for 57301.
Okay.
In the resolution, it would just be 500. And the same thing with, like, if you look at Hamler, only did 200, it's 200. You know, you don't round it up to 500 just to...
Okay.
But it looks like with McClure, what they bought,
This way.
they're only going to say they bought 3x5 flags. So
Yeah.
I would think that that's not going to happen every year.
Yeah. Maybe they put them up when they're like they're
The cemeteries.
3x5s?
Yeah. A lot of the little cemeteries, most of the cemeteries have 3x5s.
Yeah.
5x8s are so much more expensive.
Yeah.
They bought those on June 8th. And they bought other ones in January.
No. They're just turning them all in as Memorial Day. Well, it's a good year to do it. They didn't have any other expenses, so. I guess I don't have a problem with that.
I'll go to the, wait for McClure, $500.
Yeah.
When they submit the mileage grant, what mileage rate are they submitting?
The government rate was at 0.58 this year.
575.
We used 5.8. Liberty Center drove 379 miles.
Where'd they go?
I think they took a bunch of 5 at a time, and when they ran out, they drove back.
Well, if they had to take a bunch of people out there, I suppose, I don't know.
of mileage.
Yeah,
How many cemeteries would they?
yeah.
Is it 5 or 6? I mapped it out.
So they'd be in Washington Township and,
Yeah, you have Colton,
right?
the one right there in Liberty, Young,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like 3 out in the country.
Well,
I'd have to go get my map. I have the cemeteries mapped out on a map.
see, New Bavaria had 13 drivers at 17 miles each, so they all drove out there.
And that was the VFW.
Yeah,
And then the AMVETs, I'm not sure how they work their mileage. They had 8 vehicles in a procession that did 25 miles. That doesn't equal the 6,250.
each member drove 25 miles?
That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
2 members placed flags on grave sites prior to services, but then there's a total of 8 vehicles in a procession. And
What I see here is most of the money went to meals and drinks.
like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, water.
Sure. You gotta stay hydrated. Beverage and food, that one was only $25. Some days work cheap.
They don't have to provide you with invoices for it.
They used to, but now all of a sudden they're not. I mean, every once in a while they would, but if you want invoices, try to get them.
Yeah,
That'd be the biggest thing.
well,
Did they keep them?
yeah, these get a little lax here.
And typically, no invoice, no payment.
Morning, Kevin.
And it would be, even when mileage broke down. Ooh,
Yeah,
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, they're getting a little lax, I think.
I think we go ahead and pay as is,
Yeah.
but next year,
Now, we don't have county council anymore, we can't
Right.
yell at them.
Well, I send them a letter every year that says, hey, Memorial Day's upon us, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Have you jumped in by this date?
Yeah.
For me to meet with the commissioners, I can put on there,
Invoices.
must provide invoices for payment.
Yeah, break down your mileage a little bit. Some of the mileage has looked a little bit spooky.
a little suspicious.
379 miles.
Now, like, New Bavaria, they went up to Van Press.
Yeah,
Visited the veterans up there.
Mm-hmm.
that's all right.
Yeah.
We do that at Christmas, so we can't turn our mileage in. If we could save it up.
You said.
Okay, so we need to,
We need a resolution for that?
yeah, will there be a motion to, pay,
Memorial Day expenses as presented by Brent, at a max of $500, and anything below $500, actual amount.
I will make that motion.
I would second.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Does that cover it, Brent?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. With that said, Anna?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Glenn Miller,
Yes.
Bob Hosted.
Yes.
This resolution is approved.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns?
No.
Comments?
I'd say the mileage and the invoices would probably be.
Yeah, I'll put a note on there and I'll,
Yeah.
a little highlighted on that.
Yeah.
If you need to make it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You know who they're gonna pick on.
I know who they're gonna go to.
Yeah.
Find out how many plagues she needed.
All right.
I'll see what I have.
All right. I don't know how many she needed. I'll have my wife call her. Actually, I thought it was a pretty nice thing that she did. She found the Civil War ones up on that. There's the old cemetery there in Defiance, on 111 out there by the Chief Supermarket. That's where a lot of her family members are buried, my wife's family. And she was out there studying history of the family. Started running onto these people that died during the Civil War, and she apparently looked it up in the book, and they were veterans, and they didn't even have grave markers. So Defiance did furnish the grave, gave her a bunch of grave markers, and then she just said, I said, well, what prompted you to do that? And she goes, I really don't know. I just was out there and I saw it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you see him every once in a while walking.
Yeah, she does a lot of that, just studying the family history and stuff.
All right.
All
right.
Thanks. Yeah.
oh, Kevin.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I gotta take this thing. Hello.
All right, well,
Yes, sir.
since Bob's running the computer, why don't we do, let's do resolution C.
Okay. That is part of the proposal from Manick and Smith Group for engineering.
I'm not sure if I can remember the password.
You have it saved on your computer, your password saved on your computer.
Because there's way too many to try to remember. In fact, I can't remember to update my spreadsheet. Even though I'm not supposed to have it, but I forget. Okay, we have a resolution in the matter of proposal from Manick and Smith Group Incorporated for general engineering services. Would there be a motion?
I will make that motion.
Okay, I will second. The Board of Benton County Commissioners do hereby approve the proposal for general engineering services presented by the Manick and Smith Group Incorporated, Maumee, Ohio, with a total time and materials not to, there's an error, not to,
I thought that was.
to exceed fee of $45,000. Okay, is there any additional discussion? Hearing none. Hannah?
Jeff Myers.
Yes.
Glenn Miller,
Yes.
Bob Hosted.
Yes. I wouldn't. Excuse me, I thought that was important. It was
This
not important.
resolution is approved. I'll go ahead and sign the contract if you'll just fix the resolution. First time I can remember that is because Commissioner approves the form. there was a spelling error on here. So, Anna will fix that.
Okay.
I didn't,
I'm not sure we're gonna password. Oh, okay. Okay. And there's the budget adjustments.
okay, would there be a motion to approve budget adjustments?
I will make that motion.
I would second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, Anna?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Glenn Miller,
Yes.
Bob Hoffman.
Yes.
Oh,
Excuse me.
shoot, I forgot this was there. Bring it up. Right here. Glenn, Glenn.
Okay, this resolution has been approved. This with the resolution, something we do every year.
I should be able to find that other resolution from last year somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got it.
I mean, I guess we'll no longer arm.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Have to have 6 foot long arms, in this world.
Weight to it.
Yeah.
It'll slide.
We could probably get little remote cars to drive back across it.
I've got two at home.
Yeah.
They're like this long.
Yeah. Lay one there and then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they do have a conference table. It's called a racetrack style conference table.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The racer.
This is known as a boat.
Yeah.
Mhm. I'll need to sign that.
Okay, now we got one more to go here, yeah?
Then and now.
Yeah. There they are. Did you guys look at them?
Yeah, I went through around 4:15. I don't know if there are any more added or not.
4:15 this morning?
No.
Oh. Boy, you do have trouble sleeping.
That was Tuesday morning.
Oh, okay. I know that happened because I saw him there one day when I drove by.
Yeah, okay. I think that's, money from, was that paid for by, a grant?
What's that?
Those tough books, or rugged notebooks for the sheriff, that's what those are,
Oh, okay,
2 of them.
okay. Okay,
Just the way they're built, they're more expensive.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, would there be a motion to approve then and now?
We'll make that motion.
I would second.
Okay, further discussion? Hearing none, Anna?
Jeff Myers,
Yes.
Glenn Miller,
Yes,
Bob Hoffman.
Yes.
this resolution is approved. The first thing that comes to mind is Christie,
Yeah.
and I apologize beforehand.
That's all right.
Apologize for the future, because I know it's gonna happen.
As long as you don't call you Lisa, then it's going way back.
Yeah, that happened for what, about 3 months?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Poor Christie, I called Lisa a lot.
She did. She was very tolerant of it.
Yeah.
After about a month, she started rolling her eyes.
Hello?
It wasn't every time, it's just, you know, you
You
get used to,
it,
you know.
yeah. Well, it's not become.
You know. It's like we're in for some more mild hot weather.
They say August is supposed to be as hot, so.
Is that, well, where you're headed on the river, there's a lot of trees there, isn't there?
Yeah,
So are you in the shade most of the time?
most of the time, yeah. Even our dock side, it's like 2 to 3 o'clock at shade, so that's nice.
Tony Huber came in.
Hi there.
Okay, there weren't any regular bills?
I did them,
Oh, did you?
yeah, just before I came in here, before I went in there a while ago.
Okay, because I left, there, when I went through them, there were, I left,
Indigent defense,
indigent defense.
I checked them, yeah.
And I think there was, also the,
number of quarters.
page for the racking system. That was in,
Oh.
that was in the regular bills. when I
Okay.
went through.
Yeah.
There were 2,
Toyota?
yep.
Okay,
So I think within the next couple of weeks, that will be installed.
good.
Okay, well, that, we're just waiting until 9:30. Do you have anything else for us, Anna?
Just in that packet for the wellness grant,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
it's in there. Looking at them.
All right. Jeff?
No, sir.
Bob?
Nothing that I, no, nothing.
Nothing that we're gonna talk about.
Nothing that I wanna talk about, no.
That works. If it would, at that point, Jeff, Tom on here would say no,
Right?
and before I got to say, Bob. Oh, I got a story.
Yeah. We got a little time to tell a story.
Then all three of us, then we all had ended up with a story, and that shot 25 minutes, and Chrissy said, rolling her eyes, and
There's sometimes when
Lisa also did the same thing.
Yeah.
picked up, actors too before when I've been in here. Like, oh, who's that? When we were up on the Hallmark Channel. Like, that's
Yeah.
so.
It was kind of funny, the commissioner who said we would never use that TV.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, he told you on there.
So it looks like next Tuesday, we meet with, IAB at the courthouse,
Yeah,
and,
that'll be an
we'll see
interesting.
then the following week, the bids are due. Is that the following week?
What? That's here. That's what? I knew.
12, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, because that would be the next week. Yeah. Next Wednesday. With that.
Yes, on Wednesday, the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your birthday's next week.
Hey.
Hey, we got a birthday.
It's been to the calendar, it's important.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be here that day.
Yeah, you should be.
What day is that?
That's that.
That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday?
Yeah. I got one.
You would want to miss the health commissioner's Wednesday briefing.
That's true. I'll be there.
Especially the meeting.
Yeah. Always entertaining.
Yep.
It can be. Let's see, since we're, 95, has there been any one from any of the weddings? There were a couple weddings.
I found out that the wedding in Ridgefield, the one that was supposed to be humongous, there's 260 people there. That was, and the inside was set up for 300. And I said, what about the tent? And he goes, they went out there and smoked and then came back in, so.
Well, good.
So there was nobody out there, so. And by 10:30, everybody's gone. It was over and gone, so it wasn't a late one.
The wedding we've been invited to in August has gone to family only, in family at the wedding party only. Same thing for the reception. At least this one. I think there's going to be another one next year.
Well, we had one planned in the wedding, that was, in the family, that was supposed to be in South Carolina, that got canceled. And now, somebody in the family's sick, so they're gonna cancel it altogether, we're not gonna get married. Okay.
Wow.
Hey, what you need anyhow. We live together anyhow, so don't really that. I often wondered why they didn't marry now, that's.
One of my granddaughters is supposed to get braces on today, and they vacation for a week in South Carolina. And said, you're not coming in for 2 weeks. Well, they've already, when I let them know a week ago that it was advisory about in South Carolina not to, when I sent that down to my son and daughter-in-law, they thought it was over.
Now in the contract.
And, we haven't seen grandkids.
Well, I did have one little bit of good news this morning. My wife called her brother down in Tulsa. He's the one that had surgery down there, and he's doing real well. He's home. And he said it's been raining here for a whole day already in Tulsa, and usually what they get there will come this way. It has ways in the past, so hopefully it will.
Where does he live at in Tulsa?
Where? No, I don't know. Never been. I don't think he lives in, at another town close by Tulsa. He just uses that as his, you know, I live by Tulsa, but there's another town there, I can't remember what the name of it is. I've never been there yet, but I guess we're gonna go down.
Yeah, there's-
Once we get.
There's a bunch of birds.
Yeah, close by,
Yeah.
and all I've ever done in Tulsa is drive through.
It is a really nice city.
Pardon?
Tulsa is really a nice city.
That's what they claim, yeah, they say it's pretty nice.
You would think it would be flat prairie. It's pretty rolling.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Where it's so hilarious, you get a nice storm, you watch people. I lived there for a few years.
Morning.
Morning.
Everybody.
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, good.
Good, how are you? Good.
Morning, Steve.
How are you? This is 6-foot distribution.
This isn't 6 foot, you bet it is.
Yes.
We don't trust any of you guys, you know.
That's good. Well, I won't need this year, you know?
If I want to talk to Jeff, I call him on the phone. He can't hear me otherwise.
Long distance call.
Long distance call,
Okay.
We'll be making some more permanent changes in here.
Gonna put plastic shields up or?
Code of silence.
What are those things where you drop a sheet, like a curtain around you?
Yeah. We can do that, yeah.
Well, like Maxwell Smart.
Much smart, yeah. Wasn't that called the cone of silence? There you go. All right. Are you ready for us? or you-
It is 9:30, and we have the Enter County Board of Elections here. Steve?
Okay, I gave you a little rundown of some things that we want to cover and just make just touch base with you in regard to this. First off, thank you for letting us have that space next door to our office. It'll make early voting and all of that arrangement a whole lot simpler and easier for us. Just take the confusion out of our office space and we'll set it up so that there's, personal protection and all of those kinds of things. Our staff and the
and the poll workers are all excited about having it outside in there, and will work nicely for that. Just though, the rest of these things, we just wanted to kind of inform you as much as we can about where we stand with the security grants and other grants that are coming down, and just our preparation for this upcoming election. The security grant that started back a year ago, I guess it was, or more, the completion deadline has been pushed off until August 31st. There still are a few items that need to be done, and the manner in which the Secretary of State put that directive down prohibits us from telling you anything about what is being done, simply because that's part of the security arrangement. And as I jokingly said to somebody the other day, if we did tell you, we'd have to kill you, and I don't want to put Jeff into that kind of situation. Yeah.
Does that mean you would put Bob and I in that?
Well, yeah. I don't know if you may pack, I don't know. At any rate, but there are still a couple of things that we are in the process. Much of the IT work has been done, and Christopher's been good about getting that taken care of for us. We still have some film to be put on the windows. That's going to be, we've contracted with a company to do that. There's an alarm system that needs to be put in place, and that's going to be taken care of. There's a couple of housekeeping items that as well that are still going to be in place with that. So those are just items that we stand with that. The next item is that CARES Act grant. There's about $25,000 that's coming to us to provide personal protection equipment and accessibility and any kind of employment costs that we may have for early voting and so forth. So that's all going to be coming out of that grant, and again, things that will not affect the county's budget in any way and so forth. Let's see, yeah. There's also something known as a HAVA grant. Mary, what's HAVA stand for?
South America Vote Tax.
There we go. Okay, I always love it when they have these acronyms. Yeah. Okay. And so there are, again, a number of items that there are some, again, within the timeline, some things that have to be done in terms of IT. Again, we would appreciate having Christopher be able to do that. If he needs to use overtime to get those completed, we can pay him out of that budget for that. And so those are all kinds of activities that are going to be involved there. And I guess just a couple of other housekeeping items to mention. We are contracting with a company. Everybody, as a registered voter in Ohio, as you well know, is going to receive an application for an absentee ballot. And so we expect that there's going to be a huge number of absentee ballots that are going to be sent out. So in the primary, that turned out to be a challenge for our office.
Overwhelming challenge.
So what we have done is, and along with several other counties, have used a company out of Cleveland that as people come in, as the applications come in, we confirm their information, we send that off to this group in Cleveland who then prints the ballot, stuffs it, mails it out of Cleveland to the individual, and they then do their voting at their kitchen table, send it back to us, and we then tabulate it. But it takes that initial fuss of gathering in all these ballots and figuring out how to place them and do whatever, and it puts all of that on the hands of this company that will do it for a little bit less, I think, than what we figured our cost was gonna be. So it turns out to be a,
They use automation when we're.
oh, right, yeah, that's right. It was an interesting proposition, the way the guy explained it, so.
It's pretty slick when you see,
Yeah.
you see the process, it's
Yeah.
pretty slick.
The one real thing that did increase the cost was that the Secretary of State, again, in their infinite wisdom, required colored envelopes, right, ma'am?
Right.
Yes.
Partially covered.
Gotta have colored envelopes, which, whatever, adds cost. So that's kind of where we stand with things, and again, we simply wanted to give you some information so that, again, as people say to you on your travels, how's this election gonna work? You can say, go ask Mary. And you can say, they got it handled, and we do. So we have, our poll workers are excited about being able to come in and work and help and in any way they can, and we've got, the sites are, gonna be clean and disinfected, and we're putting in, in fact, we're just ordering, you guys need these. Those plastic shields. Between each voting machine will have a plastic shield that you can run up and down.
From floor to,
Yeah, floor to ceiling, like a 6-foot by 3-foot plastic shield. So, to protect people. So again, if folks ask you, just tell them, vote and get it done whichever way they want, either through absentee or in person. Actually, I'd prefer the in-person because it saves the county money and fuss, but that's,
and early.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, they can vote early too, that's right. They can vote early.
And it pretty well guarantees that your vote's gonna be there. in
Yeah.
time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or put it in the box.
Yeah.
The drop.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Put it in the drop.
Yeah.
But again, people,
Depends on the mail,
people.
Well, that's my question. This mail-in voting, this can't start any earlier than anything else, can it?
October 6th. is the
October
first day
6th,
for mail-in
okay.
ballot. Yeah.
We're putting a lot of confidence in the U.S. Post Office.
Oh.
But what I would like to say is, Frank LaRose, Secretary of State, is contracting with Cleveland and Columbus, no longer Detroit. That was an issue through.
I agree.
Pioneer.
You're right, yeah.
Here in Napoleon, our postmaster was wonderful working
Yeah.
with us
Oh, good.
every day, not
Good.
even shipping it to a port authority facility. He kept it all in-house.
Okay,
Came in,
good.
it went right
Good.
out to the resident.
Good. And I
And you
think-
have the Dropbox, which,
Yeah.
so really the mail's only
Yeah,
really
right.
transferring one way.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And they can even put their request for absentee ballot application in the Dropbox. They can put anything
Okay.
election related in that Dropbox.
finance was dropped
Okay.
in there yesterday. And the whole idea of the color coding the envelopes is for that very reason. If you have millions of pieces of white envelope, you pull red and the blue, they can catch that quick. They
Yeah,
can
right,
sort that a
right,
lot faster
right.
and get it moved
Right.
through the processing
The
center.
system, yeah, okay.
So I think the state's trying everything they can,
Well,
because it is the
yeah.
safest way to vote.
Yeah.
Vote by mail is the safest, honest, for COVID voting.
Yeah.
So, and we have voters that wait till the very last minute to get their application, well, then it is really
Yeah,
difficult
yeah,
to figure out all the
right.
time.
So
A lot
we
of that
get
is
that.
just promoting the flyer week.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get that on soon.
Yeah, one of the things we're gonna be doing, and just talk with Mary about this, is to make sure that on a regular basis, we're putting information in the paper, in the radio,
Yeah, yeah.
to make sure that the public is aware of what's happening and how they can process it and how they can,
Yep.
exercise their right to vote, so.
And correct some of the false information that's going out. We talked at our meeting about, I don't know, Steve, you heard it on the radio,
Yeah.
that supposedly the Secretary of State was sending a ballot to,
An absentee ballot, I heard on the radio, they did, yeah, absentee ballots were voting rather than the
that's not
application.
true.
Yeah.
And so, we don't want people waiting around in the mail for a ballot.
For a ballot, looking for a ballot, yeah.
Yeah.
My, oh my, that's,
So, at any rate, we'll work on making sure everybody's informed and up to date, so, okay? Any questions that you guys have about it? Anything else?
no, not,
All right, well, we appreciate your good help, and, it's gonna be an interesting election, so.
Yeah.
And then, COVID will go away by the second week of November.
That's probably.
The conversation will shift to elections, I'm sure. I don't know if I approve of it. The conversation's definitely going to shift.
Yeah.
Well, the way everything's going, I'm expecting a full-fledged blizzard on election day. Yeah, forget about COVID, it's gonna be a full-fledged blizzard on election day, so vote early
Get a park and get your boots.
Exactly.
You got your face covered, so
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah.
Vote by mail, don't leave your.
We're gonna be a lot of walking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, just from the polling locations, maybe have a rope out so people can.
You can get in,
They
yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
find their way in.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anything else? Good, thank you very much, guys, appreciate it very much. And we may stop back to give you an update.
Okay,
You know,
well,
couple of weeks.
I'm gonna get, talk to Mary real quick, so we get her on it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm always dumbfounded by the number of correspondence that the Secretary of State sends out. Every 2 hours, there's some meeting.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Heather. So that was a huge.
So when you wanna go first, you wanna go pretty soon?
That was a huge.
When we're meeting on a call for absentee application.
August 18th open.
So we
Okay.
should
That's a Tuesday. So let me
Yeah, that's what we
get,
gotta do.
let me get over the date later today and I'll call you back.
That'd be great.
One or both of you, you want both of you. If you wanna switch it on, what's going on? I don't care.
He must be,
Just you two.
he must attest to the idea that you're gonna steal in big way rather than $20.
And we'll do it maybe every second or third week.
And then you get the hell out of the country.
It's critical to actually.
Right, yeah, I think so too, I think we gotta let everybody know there's, even with all this crap that's going on, there's still a whole election, it's gonna be real, and one way or the other, it's gonna get done. Yeah, so if we start, I'll get ahold of Dave today and I'm going right back. And then I'll keep once you say September, just early June starts in.
Cup would probably be the logical choice.
No, it didn't make sense.
I've got to pose an issue for him, that's it.
That way, and we'll say it right away, you're gonna get tired of hearing about this, but we're gonna keep talking.
Yeah,
it's good.
Well, the guy that called this morning
Thank you.
volunteered to be over here, he said, I'll call my friends and,
Yeah.
let them know, so that was
Yeah.
great.
And that might be helpful to get different people, I know one, you know, it's just, this is real, it's gonna happen, this is what we're gonna do.
I think it's gonna happen. I haven't been able to do it. Here's what we're doing, it's gonna change.
Yep, I can do him all that.
We're running the food out
Okay,
of
all right, sounds good. Yeah, I'll get a hold of Mark and maybe I can just do it at once. I do have one other guy I wanna shove in there, but I'll get him in the in-between.
I know everybody's worried about the mail, but if we could just support vote by mail, that would be great, because
As long as the postal service, I'm not worried about it, as long as the postal service works, so
they did work honestly, we couldn't have asked for a better relationship with them.
But one thing we gotta reiterate to people is this story I heard the other day, and I thought it was honestly, I thought it was shit. Until somebody said, oh no, it's the rule now. When a carrier on the country runs their hours, they take the mail they have left and take it back to the post office, it's delivered the next day. They don't run, they only run so many hours a day now, and then they can't have overtime.
Yeah.
And I thought, what happened to snow, sleet, or rain? What happened to that stuff, you know, and now we all ran on hours.
Snow, sleet, or rain is fine, but 40 hours is 40 hours.
40 hours, yeah.
When I go cater, we have all the time in the world, I would love to meet every board member in the county and say, we need to have an agreement about election mail.
Yeah,
Send it to us.
don't send it out there.
That's what the secretary, bring it to the point, and
Yeah.
have it delivered.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And voters wait till the last minute. And then they get mad and they post office because they use their ballot.
Yeah.
They didn't fill out their application
How many
correctly.
mails get mailed out, or how many letters get mailed out? How many voters do we have here or registered voters that get mailed
Just
out?
under 20,000.
20,000, I figured it was a large number.
Yeah, just under 20,000. The state's sending everything.
I don't know.
Providing they have an address and they haven't moved and did not take their address. So.
Yeah.
And most of the
It's not understanding the process. That's what we want to do is.
Most of the food pantries are down and ought to be delayed. So I, because unsubstantiated, just saying, I know, sorry, I'm just saying. I just came out and put it on the I think, that's what I need, a whole lot.
That's what we need, that's why we need to.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, if you can like repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I know I'm the one with my deadline, like it.
It better be done. I'm done, yeah, I'm done. I'm done after that, yeah, okay.
Second in the election year.
Yeah, right.
If you need something to hold your stuff and it's kind of large, a number like that, I have a folding stuffing machine in my office.
You do? Because finance is really trying to push us, but I don't know, share all right, so. Well, election, we can pull those ballots.
Like, we send out dog tags, and there's like 5,000-6,000. And then we just set up the machine and run it?
Well, we may, because we did MCOA, and we had about 600 that had to be hand folded.
If you have a number like that, I have that folding stuffing machine, you guys can install it.
Yeah, that would be, we are gonna get
It takes too much to submit one of those, wait for it, there's not enough time.
And
you can think of a different way to.
well, right now, you have 55 cent on a 35 cent post.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get 20 cents, we'll try to put it out every time we register someone, so yeah.
It's for you to make sure that everyone is.
For the bulk mailing, if you do, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Thank you, thanks, Bob.
Yep, I'm texting Dave right now, so I'll get back.
Called yesterday too, he's on board, anything, I said, we'll update them, well, I'm waiting on House Bill 680 to see the result of that.
Okay.
Where they asked me, I want to change the date to the week before, rather than a Saturday for election, to request a ballot. I haven't heard updates, so I'm
They came up after today.
to go good.
They're removing households today.
Well, it's supposed to go to the mayor yesterday, so we haven't heard it, and I'm hoping,
Okay.
because now, we definitely need to let them know.
Okay.
Because they'll wait. I tell you, the early voting day is the Monday, we're gonna get here, they all go on last minute, you know, that's when all the rest of
So today's the 30th, August the 5th, next Wednesday, work for you, I got something on Monday and Tuesday. The 5th?
Sure.
All right, I'll shoot for that day, I'm texting him right now, and,
Okay, yeah, I'm still waiting to hear from the state, there's an August special,
Okay.
August 4th, that affects 3 voters, so we may have to hear them 6:30 to.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we're
That'll be fantastic. School district is gonna try to get it fixed.
Please don't look that over. So I actually, we went back to reporting on that. And then I got to do the chair design here. And then we'll go back to Eden tomorrow, so.
Where we spend the money on?
He's doing really well. The whole health care people are coming in today. It's all listed. So, yeah.
Is ours too, did we combine with the CD and the
So like,
program?
what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. I think a year or 2 weeks. I'm setting on the bed, although on Thursday, I was setting on the bed at the hospital because he was back in the hospital from Tuesday to Saturday.
you really never know,
you wanna talk
about.
What, did nobody use
I
my
have to
idea?
watch COVID.
You laugh about it.
Here, maybe I should change this and get
what? I said, oh, that's.
You laugh about it, but I almost guarantee it, you could use more than this.
Cars, they just sit there, and at first,
Well,
they
because
didn't go on.
no time for me to.
And then they came out, and, yeah, Yeah, so I gotta keep.
Well, that's true.
I was looking at, if you go back to that one page where it listed, that might be kind of cool to start up on inflation
So
list.
like if I'm at the hospital.
Yeah, because he's better off at home.
She's better off at home,
Something of this.
so, yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
See how many people show up to it.
Yeah, or even, I thought another good one might be,
From radiation.
Medicare,
Yeah.
learning a little bit about,
This, she had,
Well, health club
you know,
discount.
skin
Yeah.
was just peeling off, well,
Exercise
the home
challenge.
health nurse.
yeah.
Well, she
They're not even
used
gonna be
to go to
coming
hospital.
alive, that might be
And her
cancer.
family
See, and
physician
if I
said,
have to
"No,
tweak
the
something,
worst place you could
maybe
be
I
is the
can-
hospital."
Yeah.
She used to hurt.
Yeah.
like a 6
And,
month or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
What if you talk to
Well, I
anyone
better get
that
back to my other
have a health
meeting.
club discount, they would
Meetings all the time.
give a,
Yeah.
an individual
So Julie, that's
payment
fine.
up front.
Perfect. And mom, how's mom?
They even pay 2% of
Is
it.
she doing good?
Yeah.
Right?
I saw her laugh, I'm like that. She was
And
looking a little.
maybe you could like cap it at
A month or two
$1,000
ago.
or something, $1,000.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
The max per
Okay.
person is
And then they.
$25.
So she.
Better than
Yeah,
that.
going, perfect. All right, see you guys.
All right.
See ya.
See ya. But the golfing thing should be considered though next year. I think our wellness stuff, so we should get a corporate golf membership at the golf course to encourage walking.
So then next thing you know, they're all on carts.
We encourage walking.
The kind of golf I play, I have to have a car.
Especially, if I play golf, it'd have to be something with four-wheel drive. Because I'm going there where there's tall weeds there and stuff.
There's just some that's not even worth going to try to find.
It still gets you outdoors and moving. You gotta still hit the ball.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You could show up to cardio drumming and just stand there, just saying.
yeah,
Or we could go to Kevin's pool and just float around.
and float around, yeah.
An elbow.
Yeah.
Can you pay for chemicals for the pool?
I did that last weekend.
There's a lot of elbow
Swimming in the
exercises
pool.
in that pool, you know? It's swimming is good.
Yeah.
Standing there on the side of the pool.
Stand alongside the pool, yeah, stand in the water. Very good.
And I'm sure you're probably like moving around on.
Yeah.
That's been quite much fun. We've been going, since you're basically just at home, not going anywhere.
Nobody's going anywhere. You know how many people asked me if I was at the winery that night of that event? I'm like, I don't live out there. Even my dad asked me, and I told my dad, I said, Dad, I can tell you exactly where I was at. I was at your house watching fireworks in Deshler. And he looks at me and goes, wow, I forgot about it. It was the same day.
They said a lot of people watch the fireworks over there, they said this morning. I don't know how they could tell, but they said people were even sitting out in the country on the roadside of the road watching fireworks.
Why was there not an outbreak in Deshler during the fireworks? You know, there was people, certainly social distancing, but there was houses that you drive by and there was people there.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's sort of like luck of the draw that happened at the location that it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did they shoot the fireworks off at?
They do it over by the reservoir, which is by the Legion area.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but, and a lot of times we go over that direction and watch them, but we could see them in between a couple trees at my dad's house, because he lives just off of County Road 2 as you come into town.
Oh, okay.
And so, we could see them fine.
So, was it over the 4th then?
It was the weekend after, like the 11th.
That's what I thought I had heard, yeah.
Yeah, just at the 11th. Well, it was the Saturday was the day of the other event,
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah, the 12th.
12th or 11th, something like that. Whatever that Saturday was.
Yeah, 11th, yeah.
We were at Lake Norman over the 4th, and we had fireworks on Friday night and Saturday night. There's people there, they started on Friday night. It was quite a display. We were out on the boat then, just sat out in the water and watched them.
Down there by Charlotte?
Yeah,
Norman?
yeah. There's quite a few race car people there, I think, that spend more money than Napoleon does on.
It's a beautiful lake.
It is,
It's the first time I ever drove across that lake.
Yeah.
You know, you're driving, next thing you know, you're going 45, 40 miles an hour, turning on the radio going, is there traffic? What's going on here, you know? And then you find out it's just people gawking going over the lake.
Yeah.
In fact, somebody had called into a radio station, they said, there must be some nice looking ladies out on the lake today because everyone's slowing down to watch them. And as soon as it's just like one of those cases where you slow down, and as soon as you get on the other side of the bridge, you hit land,
Yeah,
you speed back up and you see absolutely nothing.
yeah.
Sort of like, the loop up there between Airport Highway and Central.
Yeah.
It slows down and it's like, not because all the merging traffic and people in a hurry, and then it just speeds back up.
Yeah, yeah. That's a nice area.
There was, but I think it was in 15 that Paul and I went to Florida for a couple of weeks, and we rented Judge McCullough's condo. And they're on an inlet, Hillsborough Inlet. You have direct access to the land. And talking to some people that come there regularly, he said there weren't many boats anchored out in the inlet. He said, when it gets a little bit warmer, which it was only 85.
Yeah, right.
They anchor, on the weekends, they anchor out in there and said, it's amazing what you see. Whatever you can imagine, you see. But it was fun watching the boats that would go in and out, to go into the intercoastal, and then move down to where their house was at. There was a house that was being built about a quarter, maybe half a mile from where the condo was at. They've been building, it was 140,000 square feet, and they've been working on it for years.
Like that down there too.
No, it wasn't 140, it was 140 million. Yeah, it was 140 million, that's where they were, the price, that's where we're at. I don't remember how many square feet. It had an underground garage set right on the ocean. Beach. I don't think that there's going to be a problem, and if anybody objects, let's go ahead and move the agenda up so that we can go into executive session. Is there any objection?
No.
Okay, hearing none. It is 9:57 a.m., and we're going into executive session for compensation of personnel. Is there any motion?
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Hannah?
Jack Myers?
Yes.
Glenn Miller?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we are in executive session at 9:58.
Just make sure you're not getting that.
We're leaving for Dutchford today, so I just want to make sure you knew that.
We're adjourned at 10:33 a.m. Okay, we came out of executive session at 10:32.